he also said, and I don't think you or your fellow ministers should be involved in overseeing an examination of
Why didn't you
matters
tell him
relating
then about the loan?
to another minister.
You didn't tell him about the loan, though, did you?
Hold on a moment.
But why didn't you tell him at that time when you had the opportunity?
If I can just finish to make the point, if you don't mind, as you ask the question, I'll answer it.
Well, I spoke to the Trade and Industry Secretary a short time ago, and I began by asking him why he hadn't declared the loan.
When, as my permanent secretary came to me in September and said that the department would need to examine certain of the business affairs of Geoffrey Robinson, he also said, and I don't think you or your fellow ministers should be involved in overseeing an examination of
Why didn't you
matters
tell him
relating
then about the loan?
to another minister.
You didn't tell him about the loan, though, did you?
Hold on a moment.
But why didn't you tell him at that time when you had the opportunity?
If I can just finish to make the point, if you don't mind, as you ask the question, I'll answer it. Now, I agreed readily with the Permanent Secretary that I would stand aside from any involvement in or association with the DTI's activity relating to Geoffrey Robinson. If I had believed that a conflict or potential conflict of interest was arising because of our previous arrangement, I would have spoken to him about it. But as it manifestly did not affect the decision I took to stand aside, I saw no reason to refer to it.
Do you regret not telling him then, given what's happened subsequently?
Oh, well, obviously, with the hoo-ha that's been got up in the press and the embarrassment that I've been caused, with the benefit of hindsight, of course, I wish I had. But it's not because I needed to do that. It's not because I had, for reasons of fulfilment or conformity to the ministerial code, that I needed to do that. I resolved any conflict of interest straight away and very straightforwardly in the way that I've described. But obviously, if I had acknowledged it before, I wouldn't have what people are doing now, which is trying to seep information into the press in what is calculated to be a harmful way. They've done it in a mischievous way in order to place a construction on my actions which puts me in an unsympathetic light. Of course I don't like that, and who likes being kicked around in the press in the way that I have been? But that's politics, that's the world you live in. All I can say is that when mud is thrown in my direction, as it has been over this today, I wipe that mud off.
You've repaid some of the loan. Was that all your own money?
No, I paid it at the time. And yes, it was my own money, yes.
Right. And you've had what is in effect a mortgage from Mr. Robinson. You haven't paid interest on that for quite some time. If New Labour voters got into that situation with their mortgage companies, they'd have been evicted, wouldn't they?
Mr. Robinson is not a mortgage company, and it's not a mortgage.
But you have agreed to pay him interest.
It's a personal loan, and the terms of that loan are that when I'm in a position to repay it, I will do so with interest. That was what we agreed, and that's what I will stick to.
Has Mr. Robinson declared the interest he gets to the Inland Revenue?
Well, that is a matter you'll have to put to Mr. Robinson, but as neither the loan nor the interest have yet been paid, I don't think it would arise.
And the £330,000 outstanding would all come from family interests as well?
It is a matter for me now to make the arrangements to transfer the loan, and when I'm in a position to do so, I shall do so. I can assure you I'll be doing so in a way that is completely law-abiding and will not create the opportunity for people in the media and elsewhere to create any sort of insinuation about me and my behaviour.
When you got the loan from Mr. Robinson, did you tell any other people, organisations that had loaned you money, did you tell them about that loan?
No, and I'm not quite sure why I would need to or who I would tell. It was a personal arrangement made between us and one that was quite straightforward. I mean, big in scale, I readily acknowledge that. But people do borrow money from friends and colleagues.
But when one borrows from the bank or a building society, there's a section to fill in, I'm sure you're aware of, which asks you about any outstanding debts. Did you put in £370,000 from Mr. Robinson in that column?
I can assure you that I have filled in all my forms and in complete conformity with every requirement placed on me. And I think that whilst I understand the need for you to dig away in this way and to create the insinuations that you are, I fully accept that your need and desire to do that. I equally can assure you that I have acted with complete propriety throughout, both in my personal affairs and in my ministerial duties.
Secretary of State, thank you very much.
Great pleasure.